Alexa here. So in my last video, I talked about how I purchased two pairs of period underwear, one from Thinx and one from Knix. And I talked about the quality and construction of both as well as the price. And because I didn't have my period yet, I didn't talk about how they performed. So that's what I'm going to do today because I had my period, I used both products, and I want to tell you about my experience with them. So first of all, on my heavier days, I decided to use the pair of Thinx. Now that was the red pair. It was very heavy duty with lining from all the way from the pelvic bone all the way to the back, and I love them. So I initially wanted to use those during the heavier days, especially for the overnights where sometimes there's a chance of leakage. I don't want to lie down on towels anymore, wash bed sheets, or wear those ridiculously long overnight pads because I just found them to be so uncomfortable. So the Thinx performed really well. Even during the day, if I noticed that my cup was getting a bit full, and just a side note, I used my cup the entire time during my cycle. And I noticed that if the cup was getting full and there was a little bit of leakage, the Thinx was able to absorb it. It didn't smell. It didn't put me at risk for any type of vaginal infection, and it just absorbed it, and that was it. There was no change to my pants, no change to my sheets, and that was pretty fantastic. So I was really impressed with that pair. When I put it on, you do notice a difference. I'm used to very light pairs of underwears. I actually wear the regular Knix, and so those are quite seamless. So the Thinx, you could tell it was more of a heavy duty product, but I didn't mind it because I know that my heavier days, there may be some leakage, and I didn't really want to ruin any underwear or pants or sheets, whatever. So they performed really well. For my medium to lighter days, I wore the Knix because I didn't need that heavy duty product anymore. And the Knix was just lined from the front of the gusset to the back of the gusset. So gusset basically is a fancy word for crotch, and it's just lined there. It's kind of like a little, I don't know, like a foam pad, I believe. And it worked really well. If I did notice any spillage or if I did notice any leakage, it would just be, contained by that area, and that's it. It didn't smell, no risk of infection for me. So that was pretty fantastic. And you couldn't tell that the gusset was lined, like it wasn't uncomfortable whatsoever, which is honestly really nice. When it came to washing both products, the Thinx, the red pair, was a bit more labor intensive, but still very simple. Honestly, all I did was rinse it out in cold water beforehand, tossed it into the wash, which was just a cold cycle, and then hung it to dry. Whereas the Thinx, I just tossed it into cold wash and then tossed it into the dryer, as I did with my other pairs of underwears and my other pairs of Knix specifically. So would I purchase them again? I have to say I definitely would purchase another pair of Thinx just because I usually have two heavy days, and it would be really great to feel comfortable to go to sleep and not potentially have any leakages. I would purchase another pair of Thinx on that basis alone. In terms of the Knix, I do think they're still quite expensive for a single pair of underwear that really only have the lining at the gusset. It's a Canadian brand, it's a Toronto brand, and I definitely want to support local. I think there definitely is a savings when it comes to the amount of water that you're using for sheets and, being able to purchase liners or not. So definitely there is a cost savings there. I just wish that, those specific underwear would come in a bundle of 3 maybe. And maybe it does, and I just haven't taken a look at that yet. So I probably would buy both, but definitely would buy another pair of Thinx just, for that safety and precautionary measure. So let me know if you actually have a pair of period underwear. I want to know if you like them. Do you still use them? Did you buy it once and use it once and never use it again? Let me know. And if you've never purchased a pair, let me know why. Are you, still on the fence, and what's preventing you from making your decision? Alright, well thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.